Welcome to the award-winning Saints Happy Hour podcast. Seriously, this podcast has won awards. American standards are dropping every day. The show features Ralph, the best host in the world, who can barely pronounce his own name, much less anyone else's.
Marcus Marquez Callaway.
Dave is that dude who loves taking bathroom breaks. He's mad about almost anything, so make sure to lower your volume when he speaks.
Put that freaking clown meme back up that I made. Jesus Christ.
Andrew has sources, watches tapes, and knows football. He rarely shows up on time and wants to commit crimes to help the Saints win.
Sean Payton would have done illegal things. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because you know it's true.
Oh, and there's also Kevin, who is great at doing mock drafts, but struggles to actually watch Saints games or have a functioning relationship.
Budrich wants to know how the doctor's doing.
That ended.
Anyway, grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy the insanity.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. We are presented by Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. And Kevin,
Ralph,
it's game week. Thanks for joining us.
thank God.
We finally
made it to actual football.
We made
actual, real, tangible football.
Yeah.
Not this preseason. Oh, why isn't Kevin watching the games? It's not real football. It doesn't count. It does not count. You can go undefeated in the preseason, and guess what it means for the regular season? It means jack squat in the regular season. There are teams that go undefeated in the preseason and look like garbage in the regular season, and vice versa. Okay?
That's right.
Ask the national analysts how much preseason football they actually watch. I guarantee you they are not watching all of the games.
They're not.
They're not watching. You got the occasional freakazoid like Mina Kimes.
That's right.
Who
Mina
actually
Kimes
watch 90% of a game. Bomani Jones has admitted he doesn't watch all the games. I'm blanking on his name right now. His buddy, he's got his own podcast. I'm listening to it right now. The Dominique Foxworth. He ain't watching all the games.
That's right.
These are actual
it's preseason,
well-paid national talking heads, and they're not watching the games. And you got people want to get in your DMs about what I'm watching. Pal, don't worry about me.
Here's the thing with the preseason. Like, the only thing, Kevin, I remember from last Saints preseason, Trevor Penning hurt his foot, and Adebo got hurt in the off week in the preseason after the third game during that week of practice. Adebo got hurt. Those are the only things I remember about preseason. All the camp battles and who's going to be 52 and 53. Nobody remembers it because no one cares. Once the games start, we care about the people on the roster who play. But by the way, we got to get to some Saints news, Kevin, because I think we had the funniest suspension in Saints history. Jake Haener, the Saints' third quarterback, got suspended for PED use, and it's the first time in my life as a Saints fan a Saints player got suspended, and I had multiple texts and multiple people in my Twitter timeline celebrating his suspension because they were like, this is perfect. He's the third quarterback. We can park him on the suspended list for 6 weeks, and it gives Dennis Allen roster flexibility. We'll just make Taysom. We'll move him back to quarterback. It's all good. Thanks, Jake Haener. You just improved the special teams. So on a hilarity scale,
he completed less than 50. Almost 53% of his passes. I don't think it was roids this guy was on. I really don't. I don't think it was HG. And again, look, this is just me speculating. I mean, I'm talking out of my ass here, and I'm admitting to it.
Maybe it was weed.
Couldn't have. If it was weed, though, wouldn't they have said? Wouldn't that have come out?
That's right. It would have been. And
then did the NFL?
I think they took weed off the ban list.
Well, I was about to ask. Did the NFL do that, or did the NBA do that?
No, I think the NFL did that in the last.
Okay, because of somehow treating treating things or whatever. Like they actually are looking at it as a medicinal for medicinal purposes now or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like if it was weed, they would have said that. But like you said, I don't even know if it's on the list. I don't think it was roids. I don't think it was HGH. Somebody suggested Adderall. You know, that's a possibility.
That's the go-to one. That's the go-to PR one.
It was either that or boner pills. Which, look, hey, I'm not going to knock the guy for that.
I didn't know looking sexy was on the banned substance list. But it is like, Kevin, before we get to the Tennessee game, I just want to say, like, the vibes for the Saints this year to me are really good and better than they have been, because we got a player like, if you said to me in the summer, listen, a Saints player is going to get suspended for
right
6
before
weeks.
week one.
Right before week one, it's going to be 6 weeks. And somebody's got to win mesh bingo and go to Dr. Myers in Philadelphia, get the mesh surgery. If you told me Jake Haener was getting suspended and Traquan Smith was getting the mesh, I'd have been like, okay, no questions. Where do I sign? Like, even the bad things that happened to the Saints in the summer haven't been that bad. Kamara only got 3 game suspension. So, like, the summer has been really good for the Saints. Better than I would.
Jimmy Graham came back.
Positive vibes. Even his little medical incident wasn't that bad. He's back feeling good playing. So, like, right. I mean, you compare it to last year and you compare it to 2021 when Onyemata was suspended. Will Lutz was out. Michael Thomas was injured. Like, they had a ton of guys, and we were like, man, if we can just survive the first 6 weeks, we'll be okay. It didn't work out that way because the injuries just kept on coming. But I feel like the summer and the vibes are as good as they've been in 2-3 years for the Saints. Does that translate? Like you said in preseason, it doesn't necessarily translate. But at this moment, I feel better going into week one than I have in about 3 years.
Look, vibes are look. Preseason is just like, oh, they're playing and it's like, oh, the record, and oh, well, how's everybody look and all this other kind of stuff. Okay, yeah, whatever. To me, I separate the vibes from the preseason.
That's right.
I just do. And
well, let's do it. Let's do it, Kevin. Let's go year by year. Last year, they had Penning get hurt, Debo get hurt before the year. 2021, I mentioned it. Thomas, Will Lutz, and Onyemata suspended. 2020. The vibes couldn't be good because the country was in lockdown. It was COVID was everywhere. We couldn't go to the games. Like, the vibes were bad in 2020. I would argue the vibes were pretty bad going into 2019 because we just got screwed out of a Super Bowl because of the no call. So we weren't really feeling the vibes then. I would say the vibes probably haven't been this good since 2018. And even the vibes then, we had come off the Minnesota Miracle. But the vibes for me going into 2018 were really good because they just had the great draft. And I was like, yeah, we got the Minnesota Miracle happened, and that was awful. But, like, this team is really young. We had this great draft. Like, we're going to be really freaking good in 2018. So I'd say the vibes haven't been this good since 2018.
That feels about right. Yeah, that feels about right. And look, here's the funny thing is I'm on Pro Football Reference. .com, and I am on the Saints page. Got a whole bunch of numbers, got a whole bunch of stats, got a whole bunch of ranks, got points for point differentials, top players in this, who was coaching the team, this and that, all these other things. You know what numbers I don't see on Pro Football Reference when I go to the Saints page? The pre-season record. I don't see preseason numbers on this thing that's readily available.
That's right.
So let it go, people.
That's right.
Let it go.
And listen,
that's it.
That's it. Like, no one, like, we got gambling tonight. We got gambling. We got depending on when you listen, you might be watching this podcast, but they got Lions, Chiefs Thursday night. We got football. So listen, guys, me and Kevin, this is the end of the free version. If you're listening to the free audio version, me and Kevin talking about vibes, how we're feeling good about the Saints 2023 season. We went over the Jake Haener suspension, but if you want the full version that the patrons are going to get, become a Saints Happy Hour patron. Go to saintshappyhour.com. Try the free trial. 7 days, no obligation. Get everything. See if you like it. Charles, Mason, Madison, they all did it. They're in the free trial. They're trying us out for a week, and they're going to love it, and they're going to become patrons. They're going to get all the benefits, ad-free, total, everything we get, access to Discord. You get it all. You should do it. Go to saintshappyhour.com. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you after the Saints Tennessee game.